Hey everyone, Alex here, and I'm here with Don Bennett today, and I'm glad to have you all with us. We're going to do a little interview, and Don, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. I wanted to talk about the Daily Green Boost powder that you recommend. A lot of people have been, taking this powder and, liking it, and some people don't like it, of course. But I've heard you say it's 10 times better than wheatgrass. Can you talk about, why that is?
Well, there's been a whole book written on the subject of wheatgrass versus barley grass juice, and I guess I could sum it up by saying that if you drank a certain amount of wheatgrass, you can drink a certain amount of wheatgrass juice where you will get nauseous. I mean, there is a certain amount where you drink it and you will get nauseous. If you drink the same amount of barley grass juice, you won't get nauseous.
Mm-hmm.
You can almost drink double the amount and not get. So that says a lot right there. The nutritional components are similar, but a little different. It's just a healthier thing to drink. Now, Anne Wheatmore popularized wheatgrass juice.
Mm-hmm.
But I think had she not died prematurely when she did, she would have at some point realized that barley grass juice was even better than wheatgrass juice. And that's what we'd be doing today, is a lot of barley grass juice instead of wheatgrass juice. But there is that one book, I just don't remember the name of it, that compares barley grass juice to wheatgrass juice. Pretty entailed book, too.
Okay, cool.
Get into it. But yeah, I've centered on barley grass juice. That's the way to go. And the reason why I recommend it, and yes, it's in powdered form.
Mm-hmm.
You can maybe grow your own and juice it. It's a lot of work, but there are companies who will grow it in great soil,
Mm-hmm.
and they turn it into a powder. They dry it with a very gentle drying process so that it doesn't damage the nutrients. But it's just it's a nutritional complement to the diet that we eat. The healthiest diet for a human being to eat is basically a fruit-based diet.
Right.
But because of the way the fruits are grown in the agro-based industry, they're not as nutritious as they should be, or as they would be, if we were just foraging like we did 200,000 years ago and got our fruits from the forest, where there's a lot of space between one tree and another tree. Today there isn't a lot of space between the trees. So the barley grass juice, it's grown as a nutritional supplement. So it's an adjunct to the diet that helps to provide the nutrients that are lacking in the fruits that we're buying from the agro-based industry. That's basically it.
Okay, great, thank you. Now, you also, last night you were talking about the raw is law concept. Can you expand on what you said and why you said that?
Well, yeah, there's for a while now we've heard that the raw food diet, the healthiest of the raw food diets, because there are different raw food diets. There's the raw animal food diet, which
Right.
we're not even going to discuss today. Well, the healthiest raw food diet is fruits and greens. This is what we've heard. Fruits and a green diet, all raw, and this is what, Now, the only reason, by the way, just to go back to what we were talking about before, the reason why there's so much of an emphasis on greens is because those fruits were not as nutritious as they should be. So
Right.
we're told to eat a lot of greens because greens tend to be a better source of minerals than fruits in general, grown in the same soil. But if you're using a lot, my clients and myself who use daily Green Boost every day, our desire for greens just goes away because humans are not really big greens eaters. We're big fruit eaters. So there's been this, resurgence of the raw food diet, a fruit-based diet, which is great. But then some people have discovered there's probably going to be a bigger market for a mostly raw diet. Not an all raw diet, but a mostly raw diet. And it's understandable. There are a lot more people who would embrace a diet that's 80% raw or 70% raw and with some cooked food, so they can still have some cooked food. So there's going to be some people out there who are marketing that, who are promoting that, basically, that you can be really healthy if you eat a mostly raw diet. But from the perspective of the human body, which is what I like to do, is look at what does the human body want. I try and pass things by the human body, and the human body, according to the human body, raw is law. In other words, if you want the best health your DNA will allow you to have, then yeah, it's a no-brainer that you shouldn't be damaging any of your food through cooking. And all this nonsense about, well, cooking brings out some more lycopene or stuff like that. When you look at those kind of things on balance, all things considered, with the damage that cooking does, obviously cooking loses. I don't care what it does. If it increases lycopene from here to here, but you only need this much, first of all, in the first place. So it's nonsense. So I don't use the expression raw is law because people don't like hearing don't tell me what the law is. If I want to do 70 and a 50, I will, okay. But raw is nature's law. When you come right down to it, raw is nature's law. Your body if you were to ask your body what it wants food that has not been damaged by cooking or processing or any of that stuff. So raw is nature's law.
Great. I definitely think that concept makes a lot of sense, and raw is nature's law is definitely true. Of course, you've got a long life ahead of you, but how would you like to be remembered as a person? Would you like to be remembered as health pioneer, or how would you like to be remembered?
Someone who set a good example for people to be as healthy as they could be. Someone who was a champion of the truth. Someone who was a representative of the human body. Of the human species, of what's best for us, who really looked into that and researched that, and he had great hair.
All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to ask. Well, I think I'm going to end it here. Thanks a lot for the interview, and where can people find your information online?
The website I've had for 15 years and the research of the last 40 years that have gone into that website is health101.org.
All right. Thanks a lot, Don, and look forward to seeing more from you in the future. And everyone check out health101.org. And thanks a lot.
Thanks, Alex.
Bye.